Okay, so let's go ahead with the Citrix. So on last class, what we did was we configured or added Citrix dot that ADM file uh, in the group policy, and the video is there. And everyone, please send the screenshots and try to make more screenshots, more than one, because it's good for you. Later you will really remember me and say, oh yes, Amir said make more screenshots, and I made it now before interview. I'm preparing for that, and it's so good now. So well, it's gonna be beneficial for you, but at least 3 or 4 screenshots minimum. Send for your final configuration, if not more screenshots, right? Okay, so configured group policy by what we did last time. Then we performed content publishing, which was that you can publish any URL or UNC path, and then we performed advanced publishing by publishing the same application, but went for the advanced option and tried to discuss those options. What are they? Then we went for configuring the Citrix streaming profiler, and that streaming profiler was it was tricky to install, and but the thing is that we were able to uh, you know configure it, but we still need to continue with that a little. So guys, any problem with the one of some of you sent me the email that you have still problems with your lab going on. Then I had to struggle to take out some time. So I will be, of course, giving some I have we've decided to connect to Mahfouz lab after the class. So just like this, if you are still having some ongoing problems, then let's get some time, and when both are available, and I'll connect. So let me know what are your timings, different timings, so we could connect and see your lab. So because there's so much piling up now, and so much coming today as well, and you have to do all the labs while the class is going on, and don't leave it for after some other time, because some other time will never come then. While the class is going on, you should be doing all the labs. And the exam prep will also be easy for you then. So let's go ahead, and so there was some still troubleshooting. Are you having problems discovering Citrix servers? So this is one of the main problems. In fact, the main problem is that Citrix servers are not being discovered either on the client, Windows 7 or 8 client, or on actual servers itself. XenApp, if one server has detected, both the second server is not detecting, or one server has detected itself, but the second server is not being detected. So there are many possibilities that although we have gone through those possibilities, but so I'll just mention some of the possibilities if the server is not one server is connecting and the other server is not connecting. So okay, um, that's strange. Oh, I'm just presenter, that's why. Okay, anyway, Ali, can you kindly so if I go to okay, so I'm just gonna put the possibilities here that you can do for troubleshooting to resolve that problem. Quickly turn off the firewall, or add the extensions. You are turn off the firewall. Then make sure you logged in from the domain admin, and not local admin. or for that whichever account you have privilege on, you log in from there. And then check your VMnet uh, NIC settings. If all VMs are on same VMnet, but this is just the the first one actually. And then there is that NS lookup, so your name resolution is working fine. There are many other troubleshooting, you know, lookup and of course paying by name. Both would any one of those would just show that you have name resolution working. So go through all these and try. Also, did you ask the Google Sensei as well? So always have the habit of going to the Google directly first, and then when you have exhausted all the options, then let me know. Then we can directly connect. Even when I was directly connected to one of the students here lab, we were connected for like how much 1.5 hour, and everything was perfect. And it didn't work. I mean, the server would not detect on the Windows 7 machine, client machine, after installing that XenApp console. And we restarted. Oh, yeah, since it is Windows, yes, pun intended, uh, try restarting the servers, uh, server or servers. So there, and there are many other troubleshooting options that you could. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just checking the. All right. So there are many other troubleshooting options that if your XenApp servers are not being discovered, uh, students have even gone to the length of reinstalling the whole environment, and then still it did not get discovered, the XenApp. So it was like we were scratching our heads. Okay, what? Even with the new environment, did you miss something very small that is supposed to be done while you have my video? Did you exactly follow all the steps of my video? Obviously you did, but still definitely there could be some problems. So these are some of the troubleshooting steps, but so after the lab, I'm just going to connect to one of your machine. So we're going to try to sort out all these. I'm sure you must have done all this. But I'm just gonna double check all these and then go ahead and see other options. Also, I'm just adding, since I'm adding here. So check event viewer for any events relating to discovery failure. That is always leading us to the correct. If there's an event for discovery failure, that should be leading us to that actual resolution, because we're gonna just then look up that event on Google, and somebody definitely have gone through it and given the solution, or we can just keep looking. Okay, so event viewer checking, and all these options one by one we should check, and then make sure that the servers are being discovered or not. If all these options are exhausted, of course, I would love to see that environment, and any kind of troubleshooting just is always beneficial for your experience. And maybe there's something new we discover in terms of knowledge, and oh, we should have done this or not done this. Okay, so and kindly everyone, please, after today's lab, you have till before this coming Sunday to send the screenshots. You don't have to go through hundreds of screenshots, but those who are making lots of screenshots are much better off, because in future it will be very useful for you. And those who are preparing for the exam as well, let me know, then I can send you the material for the exam as well, or at least start going through the questions. uh, Just read them, or whatever topics we covered, try to read those questions, and start preparing for the exam for Citrix as well. And guys, the good thing is Citrix exam is not as tricky as other exams. People are in majority, in large number, passing. Well, this is news from, you know, all other academies. Oh, where I have some connection. So yeah, they are passing, and this is a prime time or good time. Go ahead and give the exams. Ask for resources from me, and I will send you all the resources to the group. Okay, let's go ahead, and today we will be. I'm just gonna go for that Citrix streaming profiler, and we'll try that advanced option as well. Uh, and we'll try with the multiple applications, like in one go. Can we deploy two applications, or make available two applications or not? This could give some errors, or dead ends, but we still have to try that, because when once you're there with the Citrix as a system admin, even there are fresh jobs coming for Citrix administration, so they are asking for application packager, application manipulator, or those who really can control applications when you're trying to offer applications to thousands of users, or those third party applications which are not very virtualization friendly or Citrix friendly. So there are some applications which still give error even when you go through normal procedure of publishing. They do still give a lot of errors. Sometimes you have to actually come up with scripts to do that. Sometimes the boss says, "Hey, just go for installing 4 or 5 applications instead of one." In fact, there was that one site I wanted to show, and I hope I got the right spelling for that. It's installer update multiple apps at once, Ninte installer. So I'm just gonna send that link, and it just you could just deploy lots of applications together. This is uh, click all the apps you want. Click, 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 click. VLC or Game Player or whatever, Skype, and then click Get Installer and run it. Run it again later. So you could just deploy all these cool tools. Very famous applications which are freely available there, or the free versions are available, Putty and Eclipse and Spotify. So we can deploy these small applications in 5 and 6s by this installer, and then we can work more and try to discover if we can set up 5 or 6 applications. Maybe there's a PDF there, application, or some other application that or some maybe Dropbox or Google Drive. Your boss says, "Hey, get up to speed with OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox." Put those agents there as well. So with these players as well. For mass deployment, there are so many other ways to deploy um applications. So let's go and try to check out our Citrix streaming profiler. So we already know that it what it does is, okay, let me just get the chat. How much is it? So, well, I think the basic version for this website which I just showed you, the basic version is free, and the pro version, just like any other site, the pro version has some more features, and it's not that costly as well. So I just showed you the site, and you must have put it on your browser. So go ahead and explore that for multiple applications you want to deploy. Okay, so let's do our own deployment. So we had already deployed hosted applications. Okay, there's another comment in the chat. Uh, yeah, so uh, attend class certified the same as. Okay, Ali, you could also elaborate that. I didn't get it. Um, so yeah, there's a comment coming, so I was just trying to see that. um, there are two types we were trying to deploy. Two ways we were trying to deploy applications, and there was that um, hosted applications deployment and streamed. So these two ways we had deployed applications. So hosted, uh, application deployment is like the CPU and memory processing and memory is used for the server side. Streamed application, the CPU and memory is used for the client side. So I'm just gonna try to go there and check on my environment. First on Citrix DC, everything seems fine, and I was just doing some checking. Okay, just removing all this because we need to try it later. Okay, and check some services. So I'm on Windows 7 right now, and this is the streaming profiler. I hope some of us may have tried that, or before Sunday, please try this. Okay, there's a comment there in the chat. For VMware class, we need to go approved by VMware class for, oh, okay, exam. Citrix is the same story or like Windows exam? Yeah, it's like Windows exam. So this is a good question. We all know that for VMware, we need to get training. Without the training, the certification we will do will not be accepted, right? For VMware. Although there is that community college that is charging very less, and you it's a partner of it's a VMware Partner Academy, and it's online, and you just get to do that training, and it's so cheap, and then you give the exam. So it's so easy now, the training for VMware to do that. So let me know, email me that up, question, and I'll let you know the link. But I think we all do know that already. Oh, okay. So there's a question there in the chat. Since it's the Citrix class, so can you kindly email me, and I will send you that full link of that online resource that is a VMware Partner Academy and gives you the, you know, uh, you can just do that training and get over with. So training itself is not that good, but the thing is that it's a partner academy, so you can give the exam, and you're good. So please email those who are interested to know that, and I'll just give the all the detail. But let's carry on with the Citrix class. So yes, the answer was that no, you don't have to be trained with the Citrix Partner Academy uh, to be eligible for certification. You just go with the like Microsoft. Okay, so I'm just going to go back now and go to the streaming profiler, and let's try to start this application. I have the other Windows 7 as well, where last time you may have remember I had installed the Citrix profiler. There it is, and now it's running on both my Windows 7. So I'm going to my first Windows 7. You may remember that this is the streaming profiler. What I'm trying to do now, so last time what I did was that I tried a quick installation. Now I'm going to try for that advanced installation, the other option that we did not try. But before that, let me grab some more applications here. So last time we tried with that small application, 6 megabyte, a tree size, free setup. um, just a sec. So this was just one app. I'll just quickly grab uh, two or three apps more. So I did download Firefox and other uh, apps. So just to deploy them later. So I'm just gonna copy. Now you know the working of streaming application. It does not. You don't have to install anything. Like it installs, but it's virtual installation. I already got the Firefox here, so I'm pasting it here. Firefox, and then there is Silverlight. Okay. Well, Silverlight may not be. There is thin installer. Yeah, TeamViewer, but does it require restart? TeamViewer does not require restart, right? No, it does not. So TeamViewer. Okay, I have two more applications, and what I want to do is just go with the streaming profiler and try to create one streaming profile package that should deploy two applications. At least we can try, right? I would just wanted to go for some even smaller or easier application, because right now I just want to avoid any surprises. Skype setup requires a restart, right? Hey, if it requires a restart, why don't we do? And I have a 7-zip as well, or not? Okay. Yeah, PDF tools. Yeah, so let me go for one more thing, which is the which requires a restart. I think, yeah, Skype requires a restart, right? So there's that Skype as well. Okay, so there are three more packages here, a small software here. So I'm just gonna go for new profile and go next. You do remember last time we streamed to the client, and we selected that option when we were publishing a streamed application, and we streamed it to the client, which means that and we needed to have offline plugin available, right, on the client. So when we did try to publish to the client a streamed application, it did ask that you don't have an offline plugin. So we were having a problem then. So then I installed the offline plugin, and yeah, we'd also got to know that latest plugins with 6.5, when we did install, I did install online and offline plugin from directly from Citrix website, but when I started try to install streaming profiler from 6.5 as DVD, it did not work, right? Like from this DVD, it did not. It said that install from the offline plugin from this same DVD, or the same version should be there, right? So these are just a recap for that, because if you run into that error again, so you would know at least last time what we did. Okay, so profile name, I could go for multiple apps streaming. Well, let's check it out. So next, this is also what we did in SCCM, and then we deployed it on many machines over the network. Uh, so that was fun as well. Anyway, but this is Citrix is all about application virtualization. SCCM is just OS application, everything deploy virtual, or images. Anyway, so next. Okay, so I did not enable any options here. I don't need to for now, and support for 6.0 offline plugins. This is 6.5, so I don't have any backward compatibility requirements right now. So I'm just gonna go next. We did talk about this setup inter-isolation communication, that the applications are independently in an isolated way are presented to the users. So if any application depends on its working, or with another application on another application, so if any application has to communicate with another application, here we can create that communication between those two applications. Like suppose if there is a accounting third party application that needs to connect with Excel for its proper working, so they should not both be isolated, they should have some kind of communication between them. But right now let's just go for this. So it already, just like last time, has Windows 7 64-bit edition, and also the language English. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, but I'm gonna come back again here, and I'm going to select this option as well, and I'm gonna explain you why I'm selecting this. So next, and then this is what we did: quick install. Let me go for advanced install, run multiple application installers or command line script. So I'm just gonna go and try and do that. So now the advanced install has these options showing to me. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay, run install program or command line script. So I'm just gonna go for the first one, although there could be other smaller things that we could add to this package that we want to offer to, suppose, thousands of users or hundreds of users, or make any registry change or continue with none of the above. But we're just gonna go for run install program or so next. So now I'm just gonna add Firefox and go ahead, launch installer. This is just asking stream provider asking, hey, well, I'm just going to see how it installs, right? So now it's launching the installer, it's going for install. Seriously, it's downloading the Firefox. I should have had the offline version. Skype also, I think, yeah, it also downloads. And if I go to the third one, TeamViewer does not download. It has all the files, right? Skype also downloads, yeah, because it's 1 meg here. You're about to blah blah blah. Okay, that was just. Uh, so any application, I would be before deploying it to the production environment, I would just go and do some tests on the test environment. So while this is going on, it's not supposed to be. Oh, one more thing. Yikes! It's about to give an error. So you know why? Okay. So that's why. So we need an internet connection, and it should grab it now. So any kind of application with its own unique installation requirements, um, we have to see all that. I've just started random applications, so we could see what kind of errors could come to us. And is it just so easy that what's the big deal? No, it's a big deal, and it is not that easy. And if you deploy, if your boss said that deploy the Firefox to 200 users in Hamilton branch, or 500 users, and when the users click that option and it doesn't work, all 500 of them, that's going to be a big embarrassment. So that's why we have to be very careful about that. Okay, let me just check if my internet is alrighty. Otherwise, I have the other machine as well, which could. Okay, custom 8. Let's go and check this one. Well, it normally connects at once, while the. Oh yeah, I'm done. Connected. Okay, Mr. Firefox, yep, it has started downloading. So what I did was, for quick, it was on external. What I selected for this machine was that we went to custom and went for VMnet 8, the NAT. Okay, cancel out. So now it's downloading, and after download, let's see if it goes ahead with the installation. And I just wanted to see or show you, well, see that if there are option to add another application while this is done. So streaming, okay, it's installing. So when we are configuring streaming, uh, we have to stream the application on that computer, which will be the target computer after we publish it. Okay, so import options, bookmarks, history. That's what it does. Okay, import. Yeah. What else? And browsing history, favorites. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Okay, it's asking for that. Finish, and there you go. It launched. Um. Okay, done. Can close. You're about to close 3 tabs. Are you? Yeah, yeah, whatever. Okay, and it is my work profile. That has nothing to do with this installation. So Firefox, I think it um, got all the information it needed to for the installation, how it installed, which registry changes it did, etc., etc. Next, so finish installation or perform additional installation. So this was not the option when we tried last time, right? So if I go for perform additional, continue installing current application, install patches or updates, add files and folders, install new application. That's where run application before the next installation. No. So this option, add files and folders. Uh, so this is for if we want to continue editing this Firefox and put some patches there or add extra files or do some extra registry changes. This is install new application, install supporting applications, install interdependent applications, or run an application before the next installation. Suppose you need to run some patch or some smaller utility in order to install any next application that we are imagining right now or pretending. Maybe that next application requires a third party accounts application, security application, requires that another smaller application must be run before that main application is supposed to run. So in that case we can select this one, but I'm not selecting this one, but I'm just trying to go for another application, right? So it did know how Firefox was installed. Let's go for another one. Again, that same wizard starts, run install program. Next. Now I'm just gonna go for Skype. So Firefox was done. I have internet connection. Okay, Skype setup. Next. So now it wants to save those changes as well. Launch installer. Okay, I agree. Next. I don't want install Skype. Click to call. Nah, just stay simple. Bing. No way. Okay, continue installing Skype, and internet connection should be there. That's the only thing we noticed. Other than that, the second application, so this is one streaming profile for two application. It's like we're trying to offer a bundle. um, let's see how it ends up there on the client side when we finally publish this. Will it be two separate icons still, or will it be just one icon opening both applications? Which kind of doesn't make sense, um, but when you're trying to publish and multiple applications, this is how you need to go through the process of getting everything right and make sure that extra options are not selected which are not required. Maybe users want the Google to be their search engine, and it was selected. Microsoft Bing search engine was selected. So if you do not uncheck that, and it forcefully makes the other search engine and not Google, so 500 people will be screaming at you, hey, why did you do that? Did you ask us? I mean, don't force. Is it a company policy? And when they discover, no, it's not. It wasn't a company policy, so that will be a problem. So make it basic, or try to know at least what people are requiring. They require Skype, but they don't need any extra information or any extra settings or configurations be forcefully implemented on their environment. Okay, so Skype installation. I just wanted to go for something more complicated, but that more complicated will be coming later. another session where I want to go for some heavy application. Okay, so Skype. Yeah, now it is going for the actual configuration, or is it done? Okay, well, I think we're done. So I can close here because I don't want to, want it to save my name here, and then when I publish it, oh, Amir is opening in 500 computers. Cool, Amir's account. Hey, we are all Amirs. Okay, just kidding. So anyway, I'm just gonna. If there are any extra thing we want to do, this is the time to do that. Connection options, automatic proxy detection, Skype Wi-Fi, enable Skype Wi-Fi. Maybe in our environment we don't have Wi-Fi is not allowed for security reasons, right? So I would, in my environment, I would uncheck that, right? Because I know that our company policies, there's no Wi-Fi. We just have to connect with our wired connections. So I would want to uncheck that. In any other company, there would be Wi-Fi enabled. So of course you would go connectivity to this. These are the advanced options. So I just unchecked this one, saved it. Invalid port. Seriously? For incoming connection. So use port 80. Let me check. It's gonna let me leave. Okay, so 8080. I would have asked my network guys. Your changes will be applied. So I just put randomly 8080 here for incoming connections for Skype. Press OK, close, and I think it has seen all the options here as well. So next, I could still go for third application, and I'm so tempted to do that now. But let's just go for these two and try to check what's going on. This means we could go for even more multiple applications, but the bigger the more the applications, maybe we might face more errors, and that's what I don't want. But I just wanted to do the multiple application instead of single application. So okay, so I'm just gonna say finish installations. I have two applications that I wanted to publish together. So discovering installed applications now. So there were two, Mozilla Firefox and Skype. Application not run just means that we want to make some run any applications that must be launched to complete their installation process. Maybe if you don't run now, in the end, if you sometimes the application, if you don't run in the end or start them, they don't run at all. So this is the time we want to do that or make some extra changes. So in both these cases, we already run those applications. So I'm just gonna go next now. It got those icons as well, and select the applications you want to publish from Citrix Apps Center. So these are the two applications I want, and let's go ahead and click next. No, I don't want to add these two applications to add the part of any virtual VHD or any hard disk, virtual hard disk, which has this. Okay, guys, there is that Mutiny, the youngest kid. So just give me 2 seconds. One. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're not gonna put it in any VHD, so or a virtual machine hard disk. And for extra security, we're not signing any certificates that would have converted the data. So signing profiles guarantees their integrity and origin to protect end users from launching altered or corrupt applications. So yeah, if these applications are signed applications, so at least users may not just add altered application like in Skype. They could break the code and put their code, which would redirect all the communication of the end users to their servers. Okay, so but this is useful, but we're not going to use now. Next. So there are these two. Not all processes have terminated. Click terminate all to end the listed processes and continue profiling. To update the list, click refresh. So yes, these processes were still running. So in order to grab all the information to create a profile for these applications, we have to stop these or terminate these. So I'm just gonna terminate all and refresh. So these applications are effectively stopped now. Okay, next. That's it. Multiple apps streaming, user updates disabled. Yeah, this is the setting we have, and we have applications Mozilla Firefox and Skype. Well, building profile, let's see. Okay, so it has that record of so these applications can be deployed to Windows 7 64-bit. They will be deployed on C drive. This will be their path, and this is how it is, creating the folders for that. So Mozilla and Skype. Okay, so I'm saying okay, just go ahead and show me what you can do. So I'm just gonna click save, and remember that it's asking for that UNC path. So we already have that UNC path for, if you click browse, and on the, if you remember from the previous class, we had on domain controller that path. So on the streaming apps folder, oh, it's not giving me option to create what it is. Well, streaming apps folder is the main, so I'm just gonna put it there, and it's going to be saved with the multiple apps streaming. Okay, so this is the path, and it should be uploading this information to that shared folder on domain controller. Okay, I think it's there. Oh, definitely it's there. So I'm just going back to the domain controller and going to the computer and going to C drive, software, streaming apps, and there you go, multiple apps and multiple apps streaming dot profile. So it has packaged those two applications here. Let's go and publish that. So if I go and publish those applications, so that would be, okay, so I'm just gonna go quickly and do the applications. Why I'm doing this? Because before we've been deploying single application. Now with streaming profiler, and so I'm just trying to deploy multiple applications in one go. It is two, and if it is successful, we can just experiment with 5 applications. I would recommend that you go for at least minimum 4 applications when you're creating a screenshot. Just keep adding some smaller applications, right? So right click applications, public application, go next. So it's still multiple apps, and they are streaming applications. Okay, control A, C, tab, and control V. Next, and so yeah, stream to the client. I'm still using this option right now. Go next and browse to go to that shared folder. This is the multiple apps streaming with 2 apps inside, and application to launch from the Citrix streaming application profile. It's still asking for, hey, which one icon are you going to, because it's just one bundle. So application to launch from the Citrix streaming application profile. I can give extra commands to say that, hey, these are 2 applications, and so give it separate icons. But for now, we are stuck with that, and no extra scripting we are doing. So let's just give it one icon right now, or one. This application will be launching out of application to launch from the Citrix streaming application profile. So okay, next, enable offline access. Cache application at launch time, or pre-cache application at login. Concurrent logins may slow. So I'm just gonna again cache application at launch time. We did discuss it last time. Next, and go for those users. Okay, there's a comment in the chat. All local applications we can publish. Server client, in which condition we do not publish? Well, if the applications are big, if applications have lots of restarts, well, although restarts are also okay. The thing is that more complicated applications, we don't collectively deploy them. We go for one by one deploying them. But these smaller applications, whenever there's a requirement, hey, give them 5 applications. So then we think that okay, these small applications and they need 5 of them. Why don't we go for each procedure for each application? Let's just publish them in one go. But let's see how it appears there then, because it's not just like simply you can go ahead and deploy that. So that's why I've put it on here so we could at least discover some more errors if there are coming. But we've been deploying smaller applications. We do not go for any complicated ones or having some more conditions to it, that prerequisites are more to that application. Although I'm going to try that one more, 1 or 2 big applications later in later sessions. But when it comes to collective applications or multiple applications in one go, we just go for smaller ones. Okay, so show users, and then go for domain, and then go for users and all domain users. That includes the administrator as well. So press OK. You know what? Let me just go to domain Active Directory and administrative tools and Active Directory users and computers, and go to users and go to administrator. Check its membership. It is part of domain users. Okay, so just want to put it on the video. Okay, domain users, administrators there, so we don't have to separately add the administrator. Next, and yes, I want the icon to be showing on the client's desktop, or we could show it on the add to the client start menu as well. Let's see if it appears there. Next, I'm not creating any extra folder for these. Let's just make okay, so it should not be disabled. And configure advanced options. Well, if I click that, there's that access control, content redirection, alternate profiles, user privileges. We went through that before, so I'm just gonna skip that because it's multiple applications. The scenario is different now. Just wanted to make sure it's working. We don't see Skype there. We just see multiple apps streaming showing here, right? And with the icon of any one application, it wanted to ask for the icon, so we are putting this Mozilla Firefox. But in production environment, we would go for some extra scripting to remove this and put some common icon or remove the icon at all. Or we could have just gone for the icon removal. In fact, if I go to the properties, multiple applications, and then application properties, I did configure offline access, and type is stream to client, location is this, and it should be cached, users, shortcut presentation. So change icon here. Well, all others are also ridiculous, but anyway, okay, let's be creative. Okay, so apply, okay, and application, okay, refresh, and yeah, it took that icon. Yeah, it doesn't look that good. Okay, so I'm just going to the second Zen app server, see if that server has actually got those settings. So Citrix App Center. Okay, it's gonna take time to start. Well, one day it's going to log in. One day or Monday. Go, 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 go. because I just wanted to see if it updates that right away. Plus, I wanted to go with the services as well. Guys, in fact, I was going for troubleshooting, and we were talking about what to troubleshoot when you cannot discover servers, because that was one of the main issues that we were facing, many of us were facing, that we cannot see the discover the servers. So one more thing I forgot to mention here, and I'm going to send this list of troubleshooting, or put it on my forum and send that link. Hey, troubleshoot with these options first. So check if, I think I did not mention that up there. Nope. All those options. If your Xanapp server are not discovering, then check if all Citrix services are started, which or whose start up type is automatic. Many of us know that this is one of the main things that we go ahead and do. Okay, so the troubleshooting tips I will just upload on the forum and send everyone the link, that whenever your Xanapp servers are not discovering. So since it is, I'll increase the list. So there it is, and my second Xanapp server, which I just started. And if I go to the applications, yeah, there it is. So multiple apps, so they are all, both updated. Let's go for Windows 7. Both Windows 7s I have are joined to the domain right now. So I'm just gonna go and okay, I'll just close this streaming profiler and open my, you know what, let me just log off. And log in again. I would still make sure that I'm logging in from domain administrator, which we all try to, of course, do. And then, because I wanted to see the icons on the desktop and on the start menu as well, that's why I logged off. Otherwise, it's always also good when we're testing and want results quickly to restart the machine. I'm just trying to do the streaming profiler for multiple applications. Last time we did it for single, but the more you can play with different types of third-party applications, the better you are at controlling the Citrix environment. Because that's what we do in Citrix and app, like we offer multiple applications virtualized to the clients. So the more you play with the more complicated applications. These were small applications, but that's why I wanted to just go for a bit more tricky scenario where we have multiple applications. Let's see the result, because the streaming profiler did offer that it can go for multiple applications. I wanted to go for actually three, but if all the effort goes in the end to some error that requires longer time to resolve, then I just wanted to avoid that. Otherwise, if it works, or hopefully it's gonna work, in live demos anything could happen. So that's why I'm just a bit skeptical. Okay, so tools, maybe because it's updating its settings. Yeah, it's on safe side. So, and it is of course opening that Citrix PAM01 console here. So it is taking time, and it says session expired. So if I refresh that, oh, and there's internet here, right? So I just wanted to communicate with my, I don't need internet now, so I'm just going to, in order to check this, I'm just going to disable that just to get some quick results. Okay, and close this, return to log on. Okay, so well, all domain users are available. I have a user 3, which is part of the Active Directory, as we can see. Citrix domain and presenter. So this first task was the multiple applications. Do they appear? If they do appear, how do they appear? Can we use both applications, independently, separately? They're isolated or not? Because we packaged them together into one streaming profile. So uh, how do we get to use them, or how does the end user see that? And then there's that streamed to server. Okay, multiple apps streaming with that creative icon. If I click that for a normal user, since domain users have access to that, what does it do? Microsoft Internet Explorer. So it is opening, because it was saying during that publishing that open which application you want to open. So well, okay, Mozilla is opening, but it's still. And if we go back to our application here, application properties, and go for use offline access location, so it asked among the two which one application to launch for the Citrix streaming application profile. This was the setting. If I go for Skype and apply and OK and refresh, so double click here, right click, refresh, go for the second one, refresh, and on the client side I have the Firefox open successfully, and I clicked it again. Well, close that. I should log off and log on again. 03. So what we're seeing here is what application among the two I select. Let's see. Okay, now the icon is different, and if I click now, that same icon, now Skype is starting. So it's a streaming application. If we had 5 applications and we wanted to offer any one of those, if I go back quickly and to this application where now Skype is available, application properties, and go to location, and then again I choose Firefox instead of this. So now it is streaming among the two, the Firefox. So refresh this and go and refresh on the other one as well. Okay, now it's changed to Firefox. And if I log off, so even if that application is open right now, the Skype, and user 3, or let's go with the administrator now, which doesn't make much difference. I mean, still we are opening with a domain users permission, domain Citrix domain dot local. So multiple apps, and it's just going to open. So with some scripting that I was trying to look for, okay, did not update there. So whatever we change here, it's going for that. And if we just put some, oh, you know what, Firefox Mozilla, Skype with that icon was appearing there, Firefox. I've just selected that and refresh here, and then go for the other one, refresh, and okay, now well, F5, does it change that? No, it doesn't. So just logging off now and logging in again, and administrator. So I was just playing with that just to show how it will behave when we have two applications or four applications or 10 applications, uh, available that we are trying to stream to users. But with advanced scripting, if we can deploy, okay, it did not update till now, this one. So I'm just gonna try last time. Then we're gonna go for another feature within this, and that I will go quickly because the procedure is still the same, but the option will change a little. So I'm just gonna see it last time here if Firefox opens, because I changed it there. No, I think I did not change the second one. Anyway, so we have deployed, we have created a group of two applications. So we added two applications to a streaming profile. It could be five applications. When we finally publish that, the real option to switch applications quickly for the users would be to go for this location. So it will just read from this profile. There are two applications and is asking which one do you want to choose. Maybe there are 5 or 6 applications here. So but we can still do some extra command line parameters to even make more facilities available there, but we can choose which application we are streaming for now. The only benefit here is that we don't have to go, suppose there are 10 applications that you're trying to deploy, so either you go through that wizard a lot, or and then 10 applications are showing here and then they're showing there on the user side. Instead, you can just pack them together into streaming profile and offer whichever application at whatever time the users want. Just switch it to that application and it's going to be available for those users. So then one option is this. Let me show you one more option here. Publish application. If I just go quickly, no, it's not gonna let me go there. Okay, there's another option called stream to server. So this is stream to client, right? So the client gets these applications, but only client can get these applications, right? So suppose the client, if the client has an offline plugin, so if I go there to my receiver, Citrix receiver, and go to preferences here and check how many plugins I have installed, I'm pretty sure that it should be showing the offline plugin as well. Okay, yeah, offline plugin is there. Suppose there are users who do not have downloaded the offline plugin. So what happens then? Offline plugin will, if you don't have that, you cannot have those streaming application available. You just have online plugin for some reason. So what happens is that there's a third option that says if you cannot, try to stream application to the client. If for some reason you cannot stream application to the client because the client may not have offline plugin, so stream it to the server. So there's an option, a third option called stream to server, which just means that if the application cannot be provided to the client through stream to client, then it will provide that same application to the client through the server itself. So to the client but through the server. So if I show you quickly now the third way of streaming profile here, so I'm just gonna open and show you now and it will clarify the concept. Streaming profile again. I'm starting now. Now I'm gonna go a bit more quick because we already know that procedure of how to stream an application and whenever it opens. So now in fact, if I want any application to be streamed to the server, then uh, that application has to, then we have to select that Windows 2008 R2 option as well, aside from the Windows 7 option for creating a streaming application. So I'm just going to create quickly a streaming application called what was left. I think I have the third application, TeamViewer. Okay, so I'm just going to go for TeamViewer and stream. Next. Yeah, no backward compatibility, no inter isolation for now. Here we have to mention that this application may be streamed to the Windows 2008 R2 as well. Choose the target operating system and languages on which you want your application to run. So now for this application, it can be streamed towards the server, which means that this application can be provided through 2008 R2 to the clients as well, with the help of let me show you again, with the help of I closed it, online plugin. So some clients who have just the online plugin, what happens is that all the applications which are not offered as streaming application, Foxit Reader, it's not streaming application. Google Chrome, we just deployed it as hosted application, right? So so this means that the server hardware will be used, processing and memory will be used. So if the client only has online plugin, then that streaming application which we are about to create now, it will be offered through the server to that client as a hosted application while it is a streaming application. The only thing, the benefit is, the benefit of streaming an application is that you don't have to install that application here on both these servers on the exact path. You don't have to install those applications, right? Streaming applications, the link is here, right? There's a shared folder on domain controller, and from there you publish those applications. You didn't have to install locally on the servers these applications. That's one of the benefits. And you can offer these streaming applications without touching this server and the clients, of course, without changing any of the registries and folders. So what I'm doing now is I want to try that other option, the third option, that try to stream from client this application. If the client does not have offline plugin, then stream it to the server, and from the server offer this application as a hosted application. So through online plugin, the users can also get it. For some reason, if the users don't have offline plugin, there it's corrupt. Company policy is not to give offline plugin to, suppose, temporary employees, contractors, and offline should be given only to permanent employees. Maybe this is a policy for several companies. So in that case, and you still have some applications that those contractors or temporary employees are also need. So you could just stream those applications to those users as well. Like you stream the application, but it would appear to those users as hosted application, right? Okay, so this is a third option here. So I'm just gonna select this Windows 2008, that it should be available for this one as well. Before we were just selecting 7, right? So if you have chosen an operating system other than the one used for profiling, while problems are unlikely, you are encouraged to test the applications in the target on each operating system you have selected. Exactly. So what it says is that if you really want the server, that application to be working on the server, you should have tested here as well. Or what it's saying is that if I go to the DVD and this is there. What they're saying is that go to install components and just go ahead and install the streaming profiler here as well on one of the servers, just to test that in case that streaming application had to be published through the server as a hosted application, then is it really compatible with that server environment or not, right? So it's just saying that test on any one of the servers, but this is the application. This is what TeamViewer. There's no server version for TeamViewer, right? I don't think so. So TeamViewer just works on all client and server, but there are some applications. So if you download an antivirus, suppose I did download McAfee, and it did not work on my servers, and it did work on my client. So then I realized, oh, it was just for client. So for servers, you have to download the server version of the McAfee antivirus. So yeah, there are some applications which will not run if it discovers that it's a server operating system. Okay. Anyway, so press OK and it says yes. If you have tested and you're sure that it's gonna work on server, then go ahead. So I'm just gonna go quick install, next, and then click browse, go for TeamViewer, double click that, next. Well, we went through these options, so that's why I'm just going a little faster now. Basic installation, it's not commercial, it's personal. Yeah, you always all do that. So okay, so accept. So now once it is done, I'm gonna go to publishing, and we're gonna use that third option, which says that stream from client, but if you cannot, then go stream through server. Okay, so it is launched, it is okay. I don't want to make any other extra settings, so I'm just gonna close that, and I'm going to expect the installer to grab all the information it can. It says that if you want to run it finally, maybe if it doesn't run because you did not run it finally, so run it, but we know that we already run that application and it does not require some extra launching again just for its proper functioning. Okay, next, and it got that icon. Next, we're not including it in any VHD image, and no security required, and not all processes have terminated. Yes, I want to terminate that all, so it could grab all those settings. Refresh, no other extra process there. Next. Okay, cool. So I'll just save that on that UNC location in the streaming apps on the domain controller shared folder, and it is created as a TeamViewer stream. Save. Okay, I think it's done. So I'm just gonna go back there. Okay, so I was also in the process of installing this on the server. I'm just doing that just to see if it just works fine on the server as well. While this is going on, I'm just gonna go back and publish this. So applications, double click, then refresh, and then go for publish application. Next, display name, TeamViewer, client and server streaming. Well, just for my information, right? So because administrators are going to see that. Actually, the client will also. But okay, this is where I wanted to show you. Okay, while I was simultaneously also installing this Citrix streaming profiler here, which has finished and did not ask for a restart, which is good. Okay, why do I ever say that so soon? It did not ask for a restart. Okay, press no. Awkward. Okay, so application accessed from a server. Now streamed if possible. This is a third option that I wanted to select, and stream to server. If we select these two, then what happens is that it's going to try stream if possible, try the client, If offline plugin is not there for some reason, stream to client. This is this option actually. Stream if possible is actually stream to client. If this does not work, then go for otherwise access from a server, stream to server. Okay, so through server, just offer that application anyway, and it's a streaming application. Okay, next. Which application? So I'm just gonna go back here and team viewer stream, and there you go. There's no extra icon here. If there were 2 or 3 or 4 applications, whatever we want to publish now, and then we can switch it back to other applications. Next. Well, if offline plugin is there, which I know is there, so cache it. We already know that pre-cache means for large applications that when you're trying to log in, they would just start pre-caching it already even before you have double clicked that application, right? So cache application at launch time. Next. So when we select that, it does take a little more time to, you know. Okay. So which servers are offering this? Okay. Yes. So both servers are offering that. So yeah, double click this. In fact, well, why didn't I double click that first? Okay, both. Press OK. Well, that folder we created, it's not compulsory. We just wanted to see if that folder can be created or not, right? So even if you remove that folder in your environment, it's okay. So next, and of course domain users, everyone has access to this. Show users, go to users, and double click, press OK. Next. Okay, yeah, give it everywhere the link as well. Just wanted to see how soon the setting implements. And no, I don't want to disable it. No advanced options. Oh, there are some more, lots of other options. Okay, yes, advanced options here. One more time for to server. Okay, there's a comment in the chat. One more time for to. Okay, yeah. So back here. I was saying when I was clicking add, so I was going to servers. Oh, sorry, because I think I added that, so that's why it's not showing anymore. What I was saying is that yeah, on the second area, I'm just gonna go in the servers environment here. We have created this extra folder here, right? So let me check if I can just drag it back. Okay, I can. So we do not need that extra folder. We was just trying to check if we can create an extra folder and then drag there and try to do some extra stuff, move to folder. Other tasks were permissions. Yeah, we were trying to do the permissions by creating that extra folder. What else can we do, right? And hotfix management for only those servers which are in this folder only. Suppose there are hundreds of servers here in a very large environment. So yes, this folder is very, it could be important. At least now we know that we just need to know that what is it used for. So permissions we can give, who can access these servers, who can for delegation we can use that, or hotfix management. So otherwise we just don't need that for any so I'm just going to delete that folder now. Even if you have that folder, it's okay, it's doing nothing. And if it is there, it's okay. If it's not there, it's okay. It's the same thing, because we're not delegating anything for now. We did talk about delegation before, and we're not doing any hotfix update for now. Well, that's a separate topic that we're going to be handling, hotfix, how to do that without giving it downtime. So yeah, I just removed that folder. So if I go back now, next. Well, I did add those servers, in fact, since this question is there. So if I remove those and click add and go to servers, okay, it did not update here. Toronto is still showing. Anyway, I'm just gonna add that, but I showed that this extra folder is doing nothing there. It's just, and so if you remove that just like I did, it's okay. If it is there, it's okay. We're not actually technically using that, right? Okay, so that was just an extra folder which I just deleted, but If you want to have it, we're not technically using it. There's no configuration implemented there. Okay, next. So I hope this is clear. Okay, so add to the clients, and configure advanced options. Yeah, there are so many other extra options for that particular configuration we selected. So that's why I'm clicking this. I was just checking if it's the same options, that content direction and everything, so I would skip, but there are extra options here for this type of setting. So that's why I'm selecting that. Let's go ahead next. So yeah, any traffic coming from anywhere, just let them open this application. So I'm not going to touch this. Defaults are okay. And there are some extensions picked up for this, and uh, which is okay. So these extensions configure the file types to be associated with the application. For team viewer, do we have to open any extra file? Maybe we, if we save as, do some save as session, for also, but okay, anyway, it picked up that, and I don't mind having those there. Okay, next. Although I in a production environment, I would go there and actually look them up in the Google, to check what extensions are these, or go to the TeamViewer directly, the website, and check those, right? Configure alternate application profiles. If TeamViewer setting, different setting is required for some other team, we can add that, but for now we're just going to leave it there. Next. Run an application as least privileged user account, yes, for public kiosks and wherever you need security, that whichever user is logged in should not be able to make changes in that application. So for now, we're okay. And this is for license purposes, the limitation. We did talk about that in the previous video. So I'm just going faster now, just to see something new. Application importance for, if your processing power needs to be given to that application. Next. And client audio, if there's audio being used, so you want to enable that. This option is enabled. If there's an audio being used, go ahead and use that. SSL, no. And printing, yes. Do not wait for the printing icons to be appearing, or printing features to be appearing. Just go ahead and open. Otherwise, sometimes the printer appear a little later when they are discovered. Okay, so default options here as well. Next, we did discuss that before. And session window, maximum color quality, ignore seamless. We did discuss that before in previous videos, so you can just check from there. Well, except for streaming, I don't. Well, these are the same options. Okay, anyway, click finish. So this application team viewer is now published as well. The only thing is that we just selected stream to client, otherwise stream to server option has been selected for that. And for others it is stream to client, and for others installed application, Foxet Reader installed application, right? So that's the only thing. It's going to appear there, on my Windows 7, because it has offline plugin. But my other Windows 7, I think I don't have, or maybe I have preferences. I think I installed the offline plugin there. But the thing is that it's just going to appear. Normally it's just, we need to understand in what situation it should be using which resource to be offered to the client. Yeah, this is the online plugin. So that application would be offered to me on the server side. Okay, so administrator, just quickly checking Citrix domain.local, and okay, so TeamViewer is not available at all, and it was supposed to be available for you. So if I go, this is where the offline plugin is not available, right? Oh, what am I saying? Okay, it's night, and I just came in the morning from okay, anyway, I just wanted to blame on something for this. No, it's me. Okay, so what did it say? Evaluation, yeah. Oh, I should have paid it for the license. Okay, press okay. It is just taking a little more time the first time, just like anywhere else, and it has started. Okay, good. Anyway, it's fine with just the offline plugin. Just offline plugin is not there, and only online plugin is there. But we did say in the previous video as well that if we don't have offline plugin, only the option stream to client will not work. This is also so only if the option stream to client was selected. If that was, yeah, like this. See tree size app. If I go to this second machine where the offline plugin is not there, so the application that is just saying stream to client will not be available. But because this is stream to server as well, option is there, that's why it is available too. So this is a good differentiation. We can solid differentiation. So this does not have an offline, and it says that hey, you must have offline plugin for this stream to client only. But this is stream to server, stream to client. If offline plugin is not available, then stream to server as well. That's why I'm able to open that, right? But I'm not able to open them. So this is a very good comparison now if you have offline plugin and if you don't have offline plugin, right? So that's very good comparison here. Any questions till now you can ask. Otherwise, if it's clear, well, you can see that everything is being proven. We are putting to test each and every feature, so it should be pretty clear. Okay, if there are any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, let's go ahead with the next options. Okay, so we were talking about add 3 applications. Yeah, I did not do that. 2 applications, but I would recommend that you go for 4 applications at least because 2 works, so 4 should also work. But it's just that the switching thing will happen. Let's create an application. Yeah, we did that. Stream to server, and oh yeah, so there's a PowerShell based. So since PowerShell is the future now, for every server PowerShell is coming. There are some I took screenshots when I was doing some practice, and let me just drag that here because there are gazillions of screenshots here. Okay, oops, when I dragged it, it didn't like that. Okay, so I just wanted to get that PowerShell command that will just share the notepad, but without touching the GUI part. So there are these 3. Let me just drag that again. Commands. So these commands are there, but before even doing that, ps snap in and then xa should be done. So I'm gonna be doing a little more making it available a little more after the break. So let's take a break now, and let's come back, and there is some other stuff we need to discuss, which is policies, zone data collectors and elections. Yeah, we're going to be doing it later because there's a lab associated with it as well. It's not just a theory. Instead, we're going to be doing some Citrix policies and trying to know. So 39, 49. Wow, that's a big long lab if you're, but many of us were busy in the morning. So okay guys, well, try to make it in 15 minutes. So 15-minute break. Come on, 20 is too much, really. 15-minute break, and let's take that break and come back and do some more. Okay, 16-minute break. So yeah, there is some someone's insisting. So instead of 15, 16, how about 16 and 30 seconds? How about that? 16-minute break. Okay. So 16-minute break instead of 15. and let's get back and do that. Welcome. Okay, guys, so it's a break, and I'm just going to drag some of the air spoons here. I'm pausing the mic. Okay, so this PowerShell, the set of PowerShell commands. So they also, through this we can publish hosted application or installed application. And these are the set of commands. This is to introduce or add the Citrix, and some of the commands that we can run. But when I tried to run that, so I'm just gonna drag this, and we're gonna work a little on this, so we could just know that how PowerShell is working. When you see lots of red, we do realize that, okay, we're in trouble right now. So what I tried to do was, so I'm just gonna try to explain as well quickly. The first thing, the objective is to publish and uh, publish this notepad application. So I had a notepad already published there, so I removed that notepad from here, and then I opened that administrative, that PowerShell console window, and now I'm this I was working on the XenApp server 2. So I'm just going back to the server 1, XenApp server 1 app center, and double clicking applications and then refreshing, because I removed the notepad, so it just updated that it's synced with the second server, so it has also removed the notepad. So I'm just going to try to open the PowerShell with run as administrator, and then I'm just gonna try to give myself then I'm going to give myself the permission to set execution policy unrestricted, and press yes here, and it's going to allow us to run commands. And then that first set of command the first command was add psnap in Citrix star. So if there are no errors coming, add dash pss psnap, press tab to autocomplete, then Citrix star. So let's press enter, and let's check if it accepts that. It's going to add a bunch of Citrix commands here. So it does take a little time to process this command. So I'm just going to send these partial commands to you. In fact, if you're on your environment, I could do that now. So I'm just gonna send these to you as well. So it is how to publish notepad.exe on App Center. So I'll just quickly connect and go for so just copy pasting the whole thing, so you will get all the PowerShell commands there, and I sent it to the group right now, and let's see what's going on. But I'm not going to really, okay, so it's still processing, but I've sent those commands here, so I've just put these set of commands on my second screen here, and okay. So if there's no red error and the next prompt comes here, then we have this means that command completed successfully. So I'm just gonna go for the second command, that is for new XA application or new Citrix application. So if I put new dash XA A P, so and then press tab to autocomplete, so it says new Citrix application minus browser. It is yeah, it completes that too, minus browser name, which is notepad which is just notepad, and then minus application type applique, press tab, it auto completes that. It is application type space server installed, and then minus display, so I'll press tab here, display name, it auto completes. Display name is notepad, and then minus command line arg executable for command line executable. You remember that this path was also, it just auto publishes, or it autofills when we give the path of the application, when we are doing the GUI wizard. But here we have to mention all these things, notepad.exe, and then there is that worker group names if we have created worker group, which is the next task we're going to do. So I'm just going to, but we didn't create the worker groups till now. Worker groups for this to manage some bunch of set of servers together into one folder, to that's why we create worker groups, and to implement policies as well. So right now I'm just gonna go for, although in the syntax which I emailed to you, the worker group names minus worker group names is there, but since we did not create, so don't use that. So I'm just going for minus computer name, which auto completed, and the local computer is Citrix mem01. Citrix mem01. I think this is the command, and if I press enter, it's going to take a little time. And this is the Citrix mem server on which I am running this command. So before I was running this same command from Citrix mem2, so it was going across over the network and then trying to run this. While this is processing, I would want to go and check the services again by first refreshing all services, and then go for, okay, the remoting service is still not up. Why? So if I start and it's still giving the error that it's not starting, or it's not in in proper time it started. So well, if it doesn't, if it keeps giving an error and doesn't start, which could mean that I have to restart the server, which I'm not going to do now. I already sent you the commands as well. What it's supposed to do is, after, if you have successfully run these commands, you're supposed to see that notepad application published, or it should be showing in the app center under the applications. And if it is published successfully, then you should go to the client and try to check that it is published there as well. So those four set of commands. So this is an error, could not connect to the net.tcp remoting. See, that service is sorry, oops, on the mic I was doing that, sorry. Okay, remoting service in my case is giving this error. Windows could not start the Citrix ZenApp commands remoting service on local. This did not respond to the start or control request in a timely fashion. Not good. Okay, streaming service working fine. Maybe it's not supposed to be under the local service, but if I go to Citrix mem2 to check if the same service is working, yep, under the local service it's working fine. So there's something wrong with this remoting, commands remoting here. But if I try try the same command there. I did not try the set execution, or I did not even open that as a, you know, uh, as an administrator. So I'm just gonna quickly do that here, and because the remoting service here is working fine. Excuse me. So first of all, we have to give ourselves the permission when first time we are opening the PowerShell. So set exe and press tab. It's going to autocomplete that. Set execution policy unrestricted. So do not put restriction when I give commands. And by default, it is restricting all the commands. So I'm just allowing myself to give the commands after opening it as an administrator. This is Windows PowerShell. Then I'm going again for that add dash ps and press tab, and then Citrix star. That adds the commands for Citrix, because that service is running there on my place. If any one of you are trying to do that there, you can confirm to me if it is working for you in your environment. Sorry. So I'm just gonna wait for any error to pop up. If it does, then we're gonna put it to next time, while or during the week, if we are able to get it to work. Okay, so first command loads fine, as always. The second command, now I'm gonna just copy paste, and in fact, so what I sent you, so I'm just gonna copy, and I pasted this command, but I'm gonna make a little change here. As I mentioned that we did not create the worker groups, so I'm just gonna remove the worker group names, all servers, and the other thing is the computer Citrix mem02 I'm gonna try, and also just double checking if that's the name, Citrix mem02. Okay. So Citrix mem02. What else is need to be changed? Notepad.exe, notepad. Yeah, everything seems fine. So enter, but fingers crossed, and I might need to work a little more on this. But if it works, it's okay. Otherwise, we're gonna have this as we'll treat it as an assignment. So, but there are, hundreds of users, programmers who have put the PowerShell commands to publish an application. We just need to have this kind of skill that from PowerShell we able to understand some of the syntax. All right, actually, it worked. This is one of the, there are 4 lines that we need to make work. So 2 of the lines worked, and in my case, the error on the first ZenApp server was that the remoting service cannot be started for some reason. There's some corruption or something. Maybe if I restart and this service starts on the first server as well, ZenApp. But the good thing is, if it is working here, and if the application gets to be published from this server, it's going to sync to that server. So in any case, I get to publish Notepad from PowerShell. But this is the second line that was executed successfully, which is a good omen. Omen. Wow. Okay, so I'm just putting the third line there. Let me just copy from that notepad, and oops, what did I do? Oh, I did it 2 times. So it ends at Citrix mem01, and it's add Zen application. So what I'm doing now, Zen application account, notepad, and Citrix mem01. Yeah, okay. Until here. So what I did is add application account, notepad, and who has the permission? The domain name is Citrix domain in our case, or in my case, and domain users should have the permission. That's what I'm giving in this third line. And on which computer I'm implementing that? On Citrix mem02 in my case, not 1. because remoting there, the service there is not working. So press enter, and okay, good, it also executed. So now the last line needs to be executed, because so in this third line I try to give permission to the users. In the fourth line, this is the fourth line, so we're just trying to enable this notepad on Citrix mem02. So set XA application or the Citrix application notepad minus enabled. So, well, okay, wow, that was smooth. As long as your service, that service is working, and if you don't make any syntax mistakes, I think it's gonna go smooth. Well, anyway, it is going smooth. Oh, did I? Okay, thank God. The recording was started. Okay, so this means notepad should be there, right? It published, right? So minimize this, and if I go to the applications and refresh, yay, notepad is here. Okay, good, 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 good. Did it sync there on the second one? Well, it should. Okay, refresh, and there you go. Notepad is there. Installed application, like it's hosted, not streaming, and cool. So the partial commands work, but yeah, what I did not send you in the syntax, which normally we have to stay, take it as understood, that you have to start the Windows PowerShell with run as administrator, and then you have to run this command, set execution policy unrestricted. Press enter with, be careful of all the spaces and spelling. Try to autocomplete them, and press yes here. Then you start giving first this command, and then this command, and well, if this table comes, this is okay. This means it has executed that command successfully. Then this executed successfully, and then this. Okay, I was running it on 2 because one had that issue of service remoting service did not start. Okay, so from PowerShell we published Notepad successfully. Let's go for the next thing, that is, if I go back to my slide, sorry guys, so this was already not what we were, so let me just add that here, or let's just skip policies. You're gonna see that there's a lot of comparison between, we can make a lot of comparison between, or it looks like the processing of the policies in Citrix are pretty much the same as group policies in Windows as they work. But in order to see those Citrix policies appear within the XenApp environment, there are some steps we have to take. So this is like when we go through the slide and through what's written here, it seems as if it is exactly exactly like a group policy of Windows we're talking about, but this is a Citrix policy. Policies we're talking about, we did add that ADM or administrative template for Citrix before, but now there, how to see the group, the Citrix policies from within the XenApp Center. These are some of the rules that apply to the Windows group policy as well as Citrix, but in the Citrix side, the basic concept is still the same. The local policies, if there's a conflict, there's a precedence. The processing starts from local to OU GPO, but the precedence takes place for local policies when there's a conflict between the upper policy and the local policy. But the thing is that OU GPO is the top one. In Windows environment, it's the site that is the top one, then the domain, then the OU, right? Here it's the OU, then the domain, then site GPO is there, then Citrix policies, and then local policies. They do get precedence, but we're gonna see now where those policies are in Citrix XenApp, and what are those policies, and according to Citrix environment, of course, the policies would be according to that. So, and in policy, the priority one take precedence over policy priority two. So the lower number is implemented over the higher number. We're gonna create two or three policies, and then we're gonna see that how Citrix policy. There's also, just like in Windows group policy, Citrix also has computer related policies and user related policies. So and the computer policies include ICA related policies, licensing, server setting, virtual IP, and XML service. Here, user related policies are much more because it's more to do with user sessions that's going to be remotely connecting with audio, bandwidth, desktop graphical interface, file redirection. We have to make available for the remotely connected users all these facilities through the Citrix environment, and then they have to be in good doing the good performance as well. So session limits related policies, security, printing, ports, multimedia. There's a long list of those Citrix policies that we have to tackle, and from time to time. And then there's policy filtering that we need to do. So let me create. Let's go and set up and then create one sample policy and check how it really looks like. So I'm just going to. So that was our experimentation with the streaming profiler. We did a lot of experimentation and published a lot of applications there. So in order to get the policies working, and okay, so let me just go for this area. First, we have to create worker groups, and then we have to implement those policies there. So if I close this and exit, well, streaming profiler I was just installing on server, but we know that why we were doing that. So I'm just gonna I've closed the Zen app on both of these servers and opening them again. Why? Because I did try to test those policies before, and I just wanted them to be gone completely so we could start from. Okay, so you can see that when I go down to Zen app and Citrix form policies, so these policies were not showing and are showing now. So, but for those policies, if we want to implement those policies, so okay, I'm just removing the everything, so it should not be confusing when we are creating the first policy here. And just a sec. Actions, delete. So you would be seeing on the computer and user side unfiltered there. So if I go to the second server as well, anyone has your environment open? Anyone has his or her environment open right now? Because I just wanted to make sure that are you able to see in the policies, if you go, do you see the computer and user area populated like this, or does it appear like this, not configured? If anyone is in front of the your Citrix environment, you could confirm that to me. If not, then it's okay. So do you see computer with this kind of screen, or do you see the same computer but not this kind of screen? I think everyone should be, or whoever is in front of the Citrix servers, or anyone who has opened the Citrix servers right now and trying to do something, you can put it on the chat that you see or not, do you not see. So do you see the computer like this with unfiltered showing here, summary showing here, and well, let me just remove that too. And user showing it shows some options there, right? So if anyone does have their Citrix environment in front of you, you could just tell me now. um, okay, so policies are here, but we need to create worker groups so we could implement the policies on the servers, right? So um, we will be then adding I'm just going to create now the worker groups, and the purpose of the worker groups is that we can collectively work on the or implement policies on a bunch of servers which are collectively available under one worker group or one yellow folder, just like this, but they're called worker group here, right? So I'm just going to create one worker group here, and it's going to be so Toronto servers, and Control A, C, Tab, and Control V. And so, okay, so Mahfouz is saying in the chat that I can see unfiltered. So you mean that? Oh yeah, you can see unfiltered. Okay, thanks for confirming, Mahfouz. So yeah, okay, good. But so let's go ahead and try to create one policy. Try to see inside the policy area, and try to work our way there. What I'm doing here, suppose we have lots of policies in Citrix. We need to. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ali, for confirming. So suppose we have lots of policies. We need to implement it on something, right? So that's why we are adding that something now, or servers that over which we're going to be adding the policies. So there are these three options down here. Like you could create the form servers. You could create Active Directory server groups if you have created some security groups in which. So suppose if you go to Active Directory, users and computers, and then you create a security group and then add some servers there, you could just add, use this option here. Active Directory containers is the OUs, organizational units. If you have created Toronto servers as an organizational unit inside the Active Directory users and computers, and you want to add those here, those servers, and then put some policies, that can be done as well. Well, let's just select server groups, and if I want to add, it's going for the entire Active Directory. If I just try to put Citrix, well, it is going for groups here, right? I did not create any group for that matter, and it can only take groups, right? I just added. So if I go for containers and click add here, then it's obviously looking for organizational units. Why don't we just create that? Oh, I did create Citrix group in Active Directory for servers. Okay, I am on Active Directory now, users and computers. Oh, okay, there's a comment in the chat. So there is, well, as you said, Citrix group. So if I go for C, and Citrix admin is there, security group, which is of course just an admin, and there's a user there. Oh, Citrix admin. Okay, no problem. So yeah, so for servers I did not create, but since we are here now, so either we can create an organizational unit or we can create a server. So let's create an organizational unit instead. So I'm just gonna go to the top of the domain, go for new, and just quickly create an organizational unit. Citrix servers, protect container, yeah, press OK, and then from the computers, I'm just gonna drag these two guys. If I drag from there, yeah, that's not gonna make any difference. So I'm just gonna drag it here because I did not put any specific policies there. Although if they still start doing some hiccups, or start doing something that I'm not expecting, then I'm just gonna drag it back, but it doesn't make sense, right? It should. These are just two empty folders without any policies. So I'm going back there to Citrix 2, and by now if it has synced there, so Citrix find, and yeah, there's two servers. So I've just added the servers as from the containers, so it just looked for the organizational units, so press OK there. I've added both servers, created a worker group of those servers on the basis of the organizational unit. I would have gone for creating a worker group on the basis of farm servers as well, so it would have just given me the list of servers in my farm, right? So but instead I went for, so just we know that we can add security group for group based Active Directory groups we can add for servers, and we can add OUs as well. Okay, let's go ahead. So we created a worker group here. Let's go back to policies here. So policies is the area, and we from the slide we get to know that there are these many, this is just for computer policy, ICA related, licensing related, server setting related. So then there are lots of policies under these names. So, and then there are filtering going on, then there is policy modeling and troubleshooting that goes on. We're going to try to check all these. So let's see these elements inside these policies. So if I go to policies and go to computer or user, so there are computer policies here, just like if I go to Active Directory, we all are familiar with that. So if we have group policy in a started there and go to edit of any typical policy, there's for Windows there's a computer configuration and user configuration. So if I go back to now Zen App Center, in the policies, yes, they have the computer and user policies. But if we go and try to see what policies are there and how do we actually implement those, so if I'll just go to new, and so this is a policy. We can just go for test policy 01, and so remaining steps are we have to go through the settings, then we have to go to the filters, then finally just enable the policy. So it's pretty much the same way, just the interface is different, the way the Windows group policy works. But of course these are Citrix policies, so they are totally different in that way. Next, if we go to next, now it's showing that all the policies related, so these are the all settings showing, these are the active settings, which we did not activate any settings, so that's why there's nothing showing here right now. All settings here. So ICA related, this is the client to server communication protocol, and this is it has very extensive settings. So if we go start digging up auto client reconnect logging, so whenever the client disconnects, yes, automatically reconnect the session. End user monitoring, we can have round trip calculation for how the connection is, bandwidth wise and the performance wise. It would just go and take a trip from here to there and see how the bandwidth is going, how much load is there, how many virtual channels are open, is the printing facility being provided, is are there file servers, or so files from the servers are being opened, or there audio going on there, there's a folder redirection going on, how many virtual channels are open per ICA session for any Citrix user. So there are then graphics based policies there, and if you want to cache those pictures that you're trying to copy from here to there, and how long the session should be kept alive, multimedia related policies, multi-stream connection. So there's a long list of them: security, prompt for password, server limits, how many sessions, or idle timer interval, how long that the session should be idle, session reliability, connection reliability related, and shadowing, our favorite, where we can actually see end user session when the end user is connected, but there should be a policy for that as well. So if we want to connect, so well, the policies keep going down to power and capacity management, server settings, uh, and connection limits for those, limit user sessions, limits on administrator sessions. Wow, this is interesting. Limits on administrator sessions. Well, they are not as many as the Windows group policies. I think Windows group policies are more than 1,600. These are definitely not reaching that number. But we get, when we are going through this, at least we get an idea now that, oh, there are this many policies and these types of policies are there. Cool. Of course, the way Citrix environment works, the policy should be according to that. So administrator sessions we can limit, also logging off, log on, limit events, limit user sessions, health monitoring and recovery, memory, CPU related for the servers, offline applications. We did create so many applications with offline or caching feature, right? Or we can enable also pre-caching. So then there are so many policies how those policies should be. And then reboot behavior, reboot custom warning, and warning the users if there are thousands of users connected. So there are so many reboot related policies. Then virtual IP, this is something advanced, and by the end of the lesson, the course, we will be tackling this, and XML service as well. uh, should Okay, so let's go for okay, what is this? Settings to show. So if I drop down, it shows that any XenApp older environment like 6.0 or 6.5, which is our environment now, which is also actually older, old, because 7.6 is there now. Anyway, so these are all the policies. Let's enable one of the policy and try to see how it works. If we go for auto client reconnect and try to, okay, so yeah, there is a comment in the chat. So Windows policy is a priority, or Citrix is a priority. Well, when it comes down to conflict between the two, there is that slide that is showing there. So precedence will be the local policies of the Windows machine, of course, then the Citrix policy if there's a conflict. Priority is going through this, processing goes through that, right? So precedence, local policies, but then Citrix policies do get the precedence when it comes to, suppose there's a OU, on the organizational unit you have put a policy that is in direct conflict somehow with the Citrix policy. Suppose we did not put any local policies, so it's a conflict directly between the Citrix policies and the OU policies. So of course the precedence will be Citrix policies. Or even domain and site GPU against Citrix. So precedence, and this is only when it's conflict between the Windows and Citrix policies, right? But when we are talking about just Citrix policies, there when we create a policy and the policies are starting lining up here, 1 2 3 4, so the priority goes to the lowest number here. So we're gonna be having another policy, then we can just even change the number that, hey, priority is, in case if it's just the Citrix policies, then priority goes to the lowest number. But when it comes to Windows and Citrix, so the precedence in case of conflict, it's that. uh, Otherwise, yes, the Windows policies will be implemented because it goes that way, in terms of implementation. But when there's a conflict, the last right wins is the main rule for any kind of policies in Windows environment as well as the Citrix environment. Okay, so policies. Um, so if I go back to my XenApp server, I'm just enabling this policy, auto client reconnect, and click add. When I click add, it just pops up just like in Windows group policy. It pops up. So there is allowed and prohibited. So an interrupted connection can be automatically reconnected. which was not configured before. So I'm just clicking add to configure it. So this is how just we get to know that how a Citrix policy would be enabled, and how it will be enabled on with what type of servers. So I'm just gonna keep it allowed and press OK. So it looks like this. If we go to active settings, this is the only policy that we activated. All settings is okay, this policy is activated, others are not activated, but if you click add then and keep it allowed, then of course they will also start showing the edit and remove. And so this is showing here status as well, that it is allowed. Okay, so I've just enabled one policy here, and click next. So now it's asking for filters, and we have organizational based filtering or worker group based, that which servers do you want to implement this particular policy. So we can add worker group, or we can add organizational unit. If we go for organizational unit and go for add, and go browse, and it keeps on going, and we can see our Citrix servers here, right? So it's easy to, since we are integrated with Active Directory, we can go ahead and do that. Or we can go for worker group, which we just created as well, and go add. Let's see if it go browse this one. Oops. I did create worker group, and they should have. Oh, seriously, you know what? That policy that I'm still having problem with. So I think it's the remoting, many of the remoting capabilities. So if it's trying to grab the information for the second server, mem2, while I'm on mem1, it may not be doing that, or may not be able to do that. Should not have done that. So okay, hello, testing 1 2 3. Oh, seriously, not at this time when everyone is dead tired, for God's sake. Okay, so cancel. Doesn't take that. It's just saying, why did you ever thought of pressing browse? That's it. I can go ahead and do that on the other server while that server still thinks about what it's doing. I'm just gonna go directly there, click new, and test policy. So I'm gonna cancel out from there because I did not go ahead and press finish there, right? So test policy 02, in case there's still a conflict and it might have gotten that 01, so I'm not putting 01 here. Next, and auto client reconnect, just the first one on the top. I'm just clicking add there and click allowed, press OK, and next, and going to organizational unit, that works smoother, and browse, go for Citrix servers, press OK. Okay, they're added here, press OK, next, and create. That's it. So test policy 2, priority 2, we can just select this and go click higher. It's gonna go up, and it is showing when we select the policy what is configured and under what filter it is, and what servers are implemented, and everything is being shown here. Also for if you want to edit that, select this policy and click edit. Basically we get to find that there is not much there. So I tried to go for computer policy. If you go select user and go new, test user policy 01, so of course it will be user related policies. That would be much more than the computer related. It goes way down to all the sessions and user related, port redirection, file redirection, audio bandwidth. So the user policy has a lot more to configure than this computer policy. Client printers, if I auto create client printers. I click add here to the printers and use default value auto create all client printers. Do not auto create client printers, auto create the client's default printer only, non-network client printers, or all client printers. So well, if I just select that, press OK, it is selected for the user, and then next, and still then there's access control, branch repeater, client IP address, client name. There's still when to apply the settings using filter. So it could be the worker group as well, any user that's connected to this server, but I would just type Toronto servers, press OK. Oh, it takes that. Cool. Don't click browse in the users area also, but I can just go for user group as well if I want to, and it's going to it is supposed to grab from the domain any users, group of users. So that's good. We are tightly integrated to Active Directory, organizational unit based, client name based, client IP address, branch or access control. This is the gateway. But anyway, I selected the worker group, so any user connectors, and create policy. We're going to be working on those policies a lot more as well later in when we are introducing slowly the printer configuration and all other types of configurations. Then we're going to go for policies related to that kind of settings. Just like in Windows environment, we have been doing some group policy changes for every type of role we were installing and configuring. So and then there are templates. There's a template for some different types of policies that we can create template for, and then use that template to create new policies. So there's already a template for high definition, user experience, HDX, high server scalability, and then we can go for new policy on the basis of that. Policy 0 based on the template. Use template settings or customize settings. If you go for customize, of course, it's going to let us make all the changes. Already the changes are there. Or if we go for active settings, these are the only 3 changes actually, which are activated for that template, already created high definition template for user experience. So we can just create a policy out of that template and go for the organizational unit and just implement that there. It's nothing rocket science here. We just need to know which policies where and when do we implement that. There is a proper documentation for all the roles and features we're going to be deploying, for which we need to mess with the policies. But this is, we can create new template, or we can, based on the templates have some default policies according to what it says are implemented, so we can go ahead and add some more policies there, right? So what we tried to do here was that we tried to know that worker groups can be created, and then purely Citrix based policies can be implemented on the worker groups. Or if you don't create worker groups, then you go for organizational units and Citrix servers wherever they are, and all the other users that are using the Citrix environment. You can implement the policies there on the users as well as on the computer. And then if you want the priority to be for the policy 0, you can just take it higher, and the first policy will be implemented, or it will have the priority, right? Okay, so we tried to see the policy. We did not implement it on the client side yet. There's going to be more client side related settings that we will be introducing. So please try to get your labs up and running. There's a lot of screenshots that are pending. Screenshots for lots of labs pending from some of the students. So please try to send those final or 3 or 4 screenshots. It's better to create lots of screenshots for your own good. For future, you will have a good asset to look for when you're going for job opportunities. You can quickly go through those screenshots. So what we tried to see today was the streaming profiler. some multiple implementations of streaming profile, and then there is that a streaming profile with the server stream to server setting, and then there is also this policies, how to implement the policies. The labs were a bit time consuming, and also with PowerShell we published one application. Try to do all these, create those screenshots, and send me as soon as possible before the next Sunday. And try to let's get to have some time together if you have problems with your server. So try to get some time whenever you and I are free, so I could connect to your environment and check. If there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, it's good night 15 minutes earlier, 14 minutes earlier, sorry. So if there, and SCCM class will be starting within 2 weeks, so let me know. Whoever is interested, email me, and we can send you the details. And if anyone else is interested, let us know. Okay, guys, so it's a good night, a bit early, and try to repeat these labs, and try to get your environment up and running if there are any errors you're still facing. Any questions or anything? Okay, so those who are interested in SCCM can email me and Manzar. So we can. Okay, good night, Sam. And sure, Ali. Yeah. So if you have not sent the email, you can send the email. Okay, and I'll upload the PowerPoint for last week and this week as well. Any other questions, you can also let me know. And welcome. So okay, I'm just gonna stop the video now, and we're gonna be